Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing with you my favorites for the month of February. And I'm sorry I didn't get this video up quicker, but I have been sick, as you can probably tell by my voice. So I'm feeling a little bit better today, even though I still sound horrible. So I decided to go ahead and film this now before it's too late. So first I want to talk about two primers that I've actually been getting a lot of use out of this month. And these were both sent to me by Makeup Forever. I actually already purchased the smoothing primer, but then Makeup Forever sent me the larger one. So that's what I'm using now, is the large size instead of the travel size. But yeah, both of these have been an absolute love. This is the smoothing and this is the Nourishing primer. And what I like to do is I like to apply the smoothing primer when I'm wearing a more radiant foundation. It really just helps to kind of fill in my pores, but it also kind of mattifies me, but not as much as like some mattifying primers do, where it's like over the top. So I do really like this. The other one is the Nourishing, and what I like about this one is I don't usually apply it all over my face, but sometimes if I apply a foundation and I get kind of like a patchy dry area, I just dot this on the spots where that happens, and it takes away the dryness without making anything else break up. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to like tap a little bit of lotion on top of your foundation, like if you get a dry patchy spot. Well, if you have, you'll know that it usually will break up the foundation. This does not do that. It just kind of takes away that dryness. So this has been a absolute lifesaver, because y'all know I'm always trying out different foundations. So yeah, I really like this one. So the foundation that really stood out for February is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation, and I picked this up in the shade Warm Honey. This is what I'm wearing today. I did a video on it that will be linked in the video here, and I'll definitely link it down below as well. But I really like the youthful look that this gives me. Every time I wear this foundation, I get compliments, whether that's on video or in person. I just think it just gives me such a nice radiant glow, and like even I'm wearing it today and I have to say I don't look super sick, at least in the viewfinder. Hopefully I don't look sick. So yeah, this is definitely working out well for me. Now if you have oily skin, may not be your best choice, but you could definitely powder it or use it with a more mattifying primer. I actually use it with the Makeup Forever smoothing primer, so these two have been going hand in hand for me. But yeah, so definitely like this and glad I got it. My only gripe is that I don't really love the way you apply it, because this dropper just doesn't seem to put out enough product each time. So that's pretty aggravating, but since I love the product inside, then it's worth it for me. So the concealer and corrector that I've been using a lot this month have been from Makeup Forever. This is for underneath my eyes. And these are the new Ultra HD Invisible Cover Concealers. Now I did purchase these, but then Makeup Forever just sent me some, so I was super happy about that. But like I said, I had purchased these before I even got that, like a month before. So I've been using this for a while. Now I will say with these, there's a couple of downsides. If you use too much, they will cake up underneath your eyes and make you look old. So you have to be careful with that. My favorite way to apply it is to apply the corrector, which is like the peachy tone one. Apply that one with my fingers and then blend it out with either a beauty blender or a brush. I prefer the beauty blender, but I don't always have time to do that. And then I apply the concealer shade, which is more yellow tone concealer, underneath my eyes on top of that, and I again do it with my fingers and blend it out with a beauty blender. That's my favorite way to apply it, but again it works with a brush too. But my biggest gripe with these is that they don't come in a big shade range. So I'm sure you've probably seen these out already. It comes in 10 total shades, but there's 5 correctors and then 5 concealer shades. So I use the darkest of each. So for the corrector I use R40, and then for the concealer I use Y41. So that's definitely a downside, and I really hope Makeup Forever comes out with more shades, because typically they cater to all skin tones. But I really like these because they provide a lot of coverage, and they make me look bright-eyed. And actually there was a video that I was wearing this in and people commented on how bright my face looked, and it had to be these because y'all know I have my little dark circles. So yeah, I really like these. I like the effect they give. I don't use them every day because it's just a little bit too high maintenance. Like I said, you have to be careful with these, so if I'm in a rush I'll usually pick something else. But when I want my face to look a bit more made up or I have the time, then I'll use these too. An eyeshadow that I've been liking has been the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Creamy Chocolate. And these are the new pencil forms. It's called the Crayon Concentrate. So I really like this. That's what the shade looks like. But I really like this because it glides on really smoothly. They're a lot smoother than the pot form of the color tattoos. So I kind of feel like this is not going to dry out as quick just because of the way that it's packaged. And this actually stays on my eye without creasing. Now I do apply a primer under it, but I've worn it with just a primer under it, no shadow on top, and it doesn't crease. It will fade eventually, but that's probably after like 8 to 9 hours of wear, so that's not too bad. And this product is only like $5 or so. So this has been a winner this month. For blush, I've been loving this new LORAC blush, and this is the color Cinematic. LORAC came out with a bunch of new blushes. They're the Buildable blush, is what they're called, and it comes in matte, satin, and some other sort of finish, but this is the only one I have. But I really like this for an everyday blush. I am wearing it today, but it's just a really nice natural color. So that's it. Swatch. You might not be able to see too well, but like I said, I am wearing it today, and it's just really easy, highly pigmented, not super powdery, and just a really well performing, long lasting blush. The highlighter I've been loving a lot this month is the new Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Powder, and I have this in the shade Brilliant. Well, I actually have two shades, but this is the one in Brilliant that I prefer. I'm wearing it today, but it gives, I'll swatch it for you, but to be honest, they don't swatch that well. That's what it looks like on my finger. And that is a super heavy swatch, but when you blend it out, it just gives a nice glow to the skin. And this is not a good swatch again because I put way too much on, but I don't know if you can get the gist of what it looks like. It just gives a nice glow without being glittery. And I find that on a daily basis, I don't want a bam in your face highlight. I lean more towards more subtle highlights. I still like to highlight, but I do like more subtle highlights for an everyday, you know, work appropriate look. And so that's just what I've been leaning towards lately. But I really like this one. You can use it wet or dry. I've used it with a brush, I've used it with the beauty blender, and I like it all of those ways. If you apply it wet, you get a little bit more intense, but again, these are not like super intense highlighters. So if you are in the market for a highlighter that's not gonna like accentuate any unevenness on your skin, then these are definitely ones you want to try. I actually have a lipstick that I've been wearing a lot this month, and this is from Buxom. This is Sinful Cinnamon, and this is just a like a deluxe sample size I think I got from Sephora, but it's so pretty. I'm actually wearing it today, but I have a gloss on top of it. So that's what the color looks like. So it's just like almost like a pinkish terracotta color. But it's really a really nice color, a nice formula. These are, I guess, a satin to matte finish, but they're not drying and they are long lasting. This is the only one I have, but I really like this one. So I might pick this up in full size. Not sure, because to be honest, I never make it through lipsticks. So yeah, I'm not gonna pick it up. I don't need to. I'm trying to cut down on my buying, so I'm not picking this up full size unless I actually use this up. But you know, if you are in the market for this type of shade, I definitely like the formula on this. Another lip product that I've been really liking is the Smashbox Instamatte Lipstick Transformer, and this basically just mattifies any lipstick that you have on. So I don't put this over glosses because it's kind of like, what's the point? But like a lot of satin lipsticks that I have and I want to get more use out of, I will put this over top, and it just really helps to mattify. And I find that matte lips tend to look better on me, either matte or super glossy. I'm not really a fan of the kind of shiny finish, at least not right now anyway. So this has been a really good product that I'm glad I purchased, because it kind of made me pull out some of my old lipsticks that I had stopped wearing and gave them new life. So yeah. Okay, so the last makeup product has been talked about all over YouTube, and it is the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, and I picked it up in the shade Dark Brown, which is the same shade I wear in Brow Wiz. Anyway, drop the top. But that's what the spoolie looks like. It's a little bit bigger than on Brow Wiz, and then the tip is a triangular tip, so it's bigger and it has like a different shape to it. Hopefully you guys can see that. If not, I will edit in a picture for you. So I really like this because it's like the Brow Wiz. I feel like the formula is exactly the same, but it's just in a different shape. But that different shape allows you to kind of get a different shaped brow. Now I will say that if you don't already have somewhat full brows, then you may not like this. I don't know, because I feel like because the tip is bigger, that if I had more sparse brows or like a naturally thinner brow, like as far as size of my brow, I would prefer the Brow Wiz because it's just a small pencil, and I feel like you can be more precise with it. Whereas this, I feel like I get a more natural looking brow, a more full but a more natural looking brow. So I'm using this today. But again, I like both still. But the Brow Wiz I actually am almost out of, so I'm glad I picked this up. And I noticed that this actually has a lot more product than the Brow Wiz. This has 0.2 grams in it. I don't recall right offhand what the Brow Wiz has in it, but I'll put it here in the video. But this has more in it, and it's just $2 more. So this is actually a better deal price-wise. Yeah, so I definitely think this is worth checking out. You may or may not like it. Like, it did take me a little minute to kind of figure out how I like to use it to do my brows, because the shape is different. So that's it for makeup. I do have one more makeup related thing, and it is a brush, and this is the e.l.f. Small Tapered Brush. Small Tapered Brush. So I really like this to set my under eyes. I meant to mention this earlier, and I actually meant to mention it last month, but I forgot. But yeah, this is just awesome for setting my under eye concealer. You can also use it for highlight. And I think it's like $3, so it can't beat that price. And this doesn't shed or anything like that, and it's soft enough to use down there and not feel like it's scratching or anything. So most of the other stuff that I have left is all skincare. And the first skincare item I want to show is this Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. This is the one with the pink top. So in my last favorites and flops video, or favorites and regrets video, I mentioned the one with the blue top that I didn't like it, but I had just purchased this one. This one I love. I definitely think it's a dupe for the Bioderma. It works just as well, and it's a lot cheaper than Bioderma, so I have been using this a lot this month. Now I still have Bioderma, so I've been switching back and forth. That's why it doesn't look like I've used that much, but really I don't go through these types of cleansing waters that fast anyway, because of the way that I use them. So yeah, I really like this, and I'm so happy that I found a micellar cleansing water that is easy for me to get and not very expensive. I can pick it up at my local drugstore. So yeah, this is a winner this month. Another cleanser that I recently discovered is this Yes to Coconut Hydrate and Restore Ultra Hydrating Melting Cleanser. So this I like to use to take off my makeup. I'll kind of show you the consistency of it because it's kind of weird, but that's what it looks like. So it's not like regular just like coconut oil. It doesn't have that same consistency. It's more like a gel type consistency. It's really thick. It kind of reminds me of grease, like hair grease. Okay, so you can use this a couple different ways. The way that I use it is just apply it to a dry face and rub it in all over my makeup, and then I get a small amount of water in my hand and lather it. It will lather up a little bit, and not like super soapy, but it'll give you a little bit of a lather. And then I use a hot washcloth to take it off, or you can rinse it off, but I prefer using a hot washcloth. So I really like this. It does a pretty good job at taking off my makeup. To me, this is really similar to using a makeup removing oil, but it's not as messy. And I just feel like it feels a little bit better on the face. So yeah, I really like this, and I just picked it up on a whim. So definitely pick this up if you see it. I actually have a body product to share with you this month. This is the Soap & Glory Smoothie Star Lightly Whipped Body Buttercream, and the scent is pistachio, almond, and sweet vanilla. Oh my gosh, this smells so amazing. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. The scent does linger on your skin for a little bit, but it's not overpowering. It just smells so good, and it's very moisturizing. But the scent really sets this apart for me. Like, I can't explain to y'all how good this smells. So if you see this, check out the scent, see if you like it. I love it. So yeah, and again, very moisturizing. I actually have a hair product to share with you all this month, and this is the Curls Passion Fruit Curl Control Paste. And this is not a new product. I tried this like a really long time ago and didn't really like it, but I recently tried it again, and I love it for just smoothing down my edges. Now, I'm not using it today. I'm really not a person who smooths down my edges all the time, but when I'm wearing a twist out, a lot of times I will like to smooth them down then, or if I'm wearing a ponytail, I put gel on it. But I feel like this type of paste just really helps to slick down those edges like no other. And I don't find that it makes my hair flaky or anything unless I use it for like, you know, 5 days in a row or something. Then you just get product buildup. So I really like this. It doesn't make my hair like hard. It just really helps to slick down them edges. Okay, and then the very last product I have is a nail polish, and this is by Nails Inc. It's called Colville Mews. I was actually wearing this in my last video, and I just really like the color. I like nude nail polishes, and I like nudes that are like this because I feel like they're a bit different. It's like a cooler tone nude, almost like between a gray and a tan, I guess. Yeah. But I really like this, and I like the Nails Inc. polishes. They are pretty long lasting for a regular, you know, polish, and they are very shiny, which I like, and they apply really easily and even. Okay, so that is it for my favorites. Hopefully my voice didn't get on your nerves too much, but like I said, I'm trying to get over this little cold. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what items you loved in the month of February, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.